Hey, what is up, guys? Today we have another Marvel Rivals video for you today. And before I begin, I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the support you guys have been giving me. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment down below, or hey, drop a dislike if you want. That seems to be quite trendy nowadays. So yeah, thank you so much for everything. And with that being said, let's get on with the video.
I will not let you destroy my world!
Alright, what is up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about why is nobody playing tanks? What is happening? You know, people really used to love playing tank, right? Like, tanking is awesome, right? They're just like a lot of health, you don't die. Pretty cool. You know, characters like Deadpool was really strong for a while, and then he got nerfed, right? Doctor Strange is really strong, and then he got nerfed. Hulk is really strong right now. How long is it gonna be until he gets nerfed, right? Angela, pretty strong, got nerfed. Captain America, they like reworked him a little bit, right? They got rid of his animation cancel, which is like really weird because, you know, a lot of the characters in this game have a lot of animation canceling, including someone like Spider-Man. What would happen to a character like Spider-Man if he just got rid of all of his animation cancels and, like, you know, all of his keybind shenanigans, right? You know, what would happen to that character? He would just die immediately, right? But instead, they did it to Captain America. Of course, they did compensate a little bit by increasing his damage, but overall, he's still just okay. You got characters like Emma Frost, who used to dominate the game for quite a while. When she first came out, she was really strong. She's still somewhat strong now, but I feel like there's just a lot of characters that can pretty much deal with her, and I mainly am talking about Poke, right? Poke is a really strong, safe bet option when it comes to this game. You just cannot go wrong with having Poke. It covers everything. It covers close range, medium range, long range, dive, you know. Of course, if you have characters like Venom, you know, they can pretty much, you have a higher chance of dealing with Poke, but, you know, good luck with that. Someone like Groot is still one of the best characters in the game. He is really strong. You can pretty much pair him up with any DPS character and do really well with him, right? Hell, you can just, you know, DPS as solo Groot, you know, and just do all the damage yourself. So I kind of wanted to pose this question as to why is nobody playing tanks? Like, most people would much rather just play, what, like 4 DPSs and 2 supports instead of just switching to a tank, right? I guess it could work depending, like, maybe if you got domination or something like that. I don't know. It just seems really strange. I myself am a Thor main. I love Thor. I have like I believe it's like a 70-something% winning percentage with Thor, and I only play him in rank. So I don't play him in quick match. I don't play him in arcades or anything like that. I only play him in rank. So it is really interesting to see. I don't know if it's like a vibe thing that I'm getting, but for the most part, it just definitely seems like tanks is just not very popular, despite being, you know, a very good option. I don't particularly see any real issue when it comes to the category of tanks in general. Maybe it has something to do with the new implementation of Tenacity, right? Tenacity is a very what I would say controversial thing that NetEase decided to add to the game. I personally don't like it. I'm not too particularly sure what part of the community decided it was a good idea to add a global you know, CC immunity applicator. I understand that as the more characters drop in a game, like, they're gonna have to have some sort of CC in order for them to, like, you know, survive out there, especially when the majority of the characters in the game have some sort of CC. That much I understand. However, I think it'd be more productive if, you know, within the same dev post, instead of saying like, hey, Guang here, we know that there's a lot of CC in the game, but you know, White Fox is out, so we're giving her a team up with Luna Snow, and now she has 2 CCs. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that I feel is very stupid. I don't know how you can say, you know, in the one hand you want to reduce the amount of CC in a game, and that you understand that the more characters you add to the game, the more CC is gonna be, you know, how strong CC in the future is gonna be with more characters being added to the game. And then on the other hand, it's like, oh yeah, there's just too much CC and we need to find a fix for it. I feel like something like Tenacity is just a lazy way to deal with the amount of CC in a game. I know like games like Smite somewhat had something like that. But it wasn't the way they had it in Smite wasn't like the way they did it here. Tenacity in this game is very much a step above a typical global CC immunity. Basically, Tenacity in this game, the way it works is after being stunned or hit with the CC, right? Because stun is just one form of CC. CC can mean slow, it can mean knockback, it can mean pushed, it can mean stun, slept, freeze, charmed, right? Pretty much anything that gives you a debuff is considered a CC, right? I think in this game, once there's enough of that being applied to you, you get this buff where it just completely makes you immune to all crowd control. And the problem with that is that, well, this game doesn't really have a category for a soft CC, like a slow and a knockback and a push, right? Those things would be considered soft CC. And the hard CC, which is like, you know, stuns, freeze, sleep, charm, you know, being pinned, stuff like that by like an Angela dash, something like that, right? That would be what I would consider a hard CC, something that completely stops you in your tracks, something that you cannot control once you're under the influence of this debuff, right? And because of that, any little thing, for example, Rogue, you cannot do her combos because her combos revolves around pulling you, slowing you, knocking you up in the air. You can still like move and damage and move around and use your abilities. You're just getting pushed around a little bit, right? That's just how her character works. And then at some point, you are unable to do her combos because the Tenacity applicator starts to kick in and it prevents you from completing your combo. Therefore, Rogue, you know, because Rogue is a decent character. She's really good. She's pretty decent. But I wouldn't go as far as to call her a meta-defining tank character. Someone like Groot or Deadpool, right? Deadpool, before he got nerfed, of course. She doesn't have any form of CC immunity herself, right? She doesn't have any sort of, you know, high damage reduction. She doesn't have a shield, right? She's really good, especially when you have the Gambit team up. Now that is really strong because then you're healing yourself, your allies, and you're doing AoE damage on top of that. Yeah, hell yeah. That's just great. But now with this Tenacity, unless you have Gambit, now it's to a point where you kind of need a Gambit in your team, right? If you don't have Gambit in your team, she's pretty much unplayable. You know, when I heard about the whole like Tenacity stuff going on, like I thought, oh, characters like, you know, Penny are gonna be like affected by it probably the most, considering that she has an ability that every 3 seconds she does a hard CC, right? She just completely stuns you, and that's all it does. It just stuns you, right? It's like, imagine Luna having a 3-second freeze, right? That's pretty much what Penny has. And in my head, I'm like, oh, that's probably gonna affect her quite a lot. And if anything, she got massively buffed, right? You can put 4 webs down, right? That's pretty strong. And people for some reason kind of like they gave up on trying to destroy the nest, right? People for some reason, it's been over a year and people still don't realize that like if you shoot the nest, Penny is quite literally worthless. All her mines are gone. Well, not really, but you know, all the mines from the nest are gone, and you know, that big amount of webs are gone as well. We're no longer in the age where she has 2 nests, right? That was an arc for sure. That was a really dark times. Penny having 2 nests? Yeah, no, that was on my wish list at all. But yeah, it doesn't really quite affect her as much. How about someone like Magneto, right? Magneto is pretty strong. He's slow as dirt, slow as a snail. That's kind of the only reason why I don't really play him that much, is because he's really slow. But he is really strong. They gave him them 2 shields, right? One for your allies, one for yourself. That's pretty strong. Your ult, you know, being used as a defensive ability to help save your allies. That's pretty strong. But I guess it's not good enough, right? I'm still like scratching my head as to like why it is that people just don't want to play tanks at all. It's really interesting. Someone like Venom, if you play him right, he just never dies. That's his whole thing. It's just not dying. You go in, you dive in, maybe get a kill, maybe not, do a little bit of damage, distract, and then you leave. You know, you jump right back into your supports, get all your health back. You give your supports a crap ton of energy, and you get your health back, and you just go right back in and do it again. But yeah, I don't know. And let's not forget, let me go back to Hulk real quick. Okay, because Hulk, here's the thing with Hulk. Hulk has been really bad for a very long time, and now he's really good. But the problem is he has no skins. He has no skins. When was the last time he got a skin? Was it the Joe Fixit or whatever the hell the name is? The poker player Hulk, the gray one with the ugly ass suit and all that, right? And that was a battle pass, I believe, right? I don't remember. It was a long time. But my point is, everybody knows that this game has a really strong bias towards Luna, Psylocke, Magic, and Jeff, right? When it comes to skins. And it seems like characters like Punisher, Hulk, Ultron, you know, the only major villain in the game, just will never receive skins. With Ultron, at the very least, the skins that he did get, they are pretty cool. It's just, you know, how come he just won't make them exotics or legendary, right? So do you think like, well, you know, Elsa Bloodstone was really strong for a while, and then they gave her a skin, a maid ugly ass. Like, I think it's ugly. I think her maid outfit is ugly. And they nerfed her a lot. And now she's like, she's still playable, but she's not broken. Or her ult is still broken, but her neutral is not that broken anymore. And Hulk got a really strong buff. You think, well, hey, maybe now it's a good time to actually give him a skin. That doesn't seem to be the case at all with NetEase, you know? You think like, oh, more people are probably playing Hulk. We should probably drop a skin, give people even more incentive to play Hulk. And a good skin at that. Not just any skin, a good skin. But no, let's not do that. Instead, let's give a skin to Magic. Let's give a skin to Elsa Bloodstone, who got nerfed. And now nobody's playing her. Let's give a Spider-Man a Peter Parker skin when he's in high school or college or whatever. Hey, let's give Gambit the most annoying support character in the game since he's came out. Let's give him a pepperoni nipple skin where his MVP is literally just, hey, look at my nipple. And then and then that's it. That's all he does. It's just, hey, look at my nipple. Yeah. But Hulk, nah, he's really strong. A lot of people are playing him, but no skins. Very unfortunate. Really dumb decision, really. I don't understand. It's really, it's an obvious bias, right? Of course, if you love these characters like Luna, Psylocke, Jeff, right? If you love these characters, Magic, I mean, you must be having a field day. The only problem is I only see you in quick match. I don't really be seeing you in rank. So, you know, it's just really unfortunate that the majority of the champ, Lunas and Jeffs and all that, they're only on quick match. I never see them in rank at all. Of course, this game was a casual game, and then it very slowly pivoted into a more competitive game, right? However, even though I do believe this game is on the more competitive side of things, I do believe that the marketing and the cosmetic side of things is very much catered towards casuals. Look at Jeff the Land Shark. Look at all the skins he has. They're all garbage. Like, why does he need a pixelated version of himself? That's kind of stupid. But that one was free, right? I don't even remember. I don't remember. Was it free? I don't know. It's still stupid. The only reason I bought the Spider-Man one was because it's technically his first classic variant of his, you know, Spider-Man suit. His classic variant, right? We still don't have a classic Venom skin. Still don't have a classic Spider-Man skin. But now we technically do, but it's just under a pixelated, censored filter. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, I guess I kind of derailed it a little bit because this video is supposed to be asking the question why nobody likes to play tanks. I think overall, I guess I just want to say like people don't want to play tank because I guess it's just boring. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, it's an interesting thing. The vibes are a little weird. Maybe skins might have something to do with it, right? It used to be that nobody wanted to play support, and it still somewhat is. DPS will always be the most popular class, and that's thanks to NetEase only dropping DPS characters, you know? That's very smart. We just got Black Cat. Nobody's playing her because she's actually a very well-designed, non-broken, not easy character. I love her for that. She's really hot, but sex doesn't always sell. In this case, look at Black Cat. She's, you know, objectively a very hot woman, and people still don't want to play her because she's really hard to play. Why play Black Cat when you can just play Hela, when you can just stay in the back, or Phoenix, when you can just stay in the back and just shoot, or you can just play someone like Bucky, stay back and shoot, you know? Someone like Wanda, I feel like should not be getting any more buffs, even though she is statistically one of the worst characters in the game. A character like her, I feel like if you're gonna buff her, she has to be a little bit more difficult to play. Her stars needs to go up if she's gonna get another buff. You want those buffs? You gotta earn it. How do you earn it? Make her a little bit more difficult to play. Maybe make her, you know, not auto track. People will be really happy about that. Yeah, and also, like, can we get some more Ultron buffs, right? I don't really understand. How is it that a heal botter like Invis gets to put a shield on herself, but the only major villain in the game, Ultron, can't put a drone on himself? That's kind of weird. I don't really understand. You know, we're gonna get the new reveal of the new characters on Tuesday. Today is Sunday, May 10th, and we're gonna get the new reveals for the new season on May 12th at around 10 to 11 a.m. EST. And quite honestly, I am looking forward to it because this tenacity shit needs to go. It needs to just go. All right, just get rid of it, and instead of having something like tenacity, just go to the source itself. How about you don't give Luna a charm? How about you don't give Penny a 3-second stun? You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just look at Thing. You can't play Thing. Why not? Well, you dash, you grounded or earthbound or whatever, and that's a CC. Well, first of all, being knocked up in the air is a CC, and then when he slams down, that's another CC because you also get knocked up, right? You get knocked up twice. You get knocked up when he's dashing, you get knocked up when he slams down, and you get earthbounded. That's 3 CCs. And most Think players dash and slam the ground, and then they immediately ult. That's another stun, a hard stun, and all you see is white everywhere. All you see is tenacity everywhere. No one gets stunned. Your ult is useless, and then you die. And then you die because Jiang doesn't want to show his face anymore in the dev blog. The last time he showed his face, it looked like he had a gun pointed at his head. Yeah, I don't know. They need to make better decision making when it comes to this game. I really love this game, but the last thing I want this game to be is a arena fighter type game where, like, you know, like the Naruto Shippudens, or the Naruto Ninja Storm games, or the Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, where the game is just pick your favorite character and who cares what happens after that, right? Pick your favorite character. Who cares if you don't have a support? Who cares if you don't have tanks? Just pick your favorite character and have fun. Throw games, you know, play for the vibes. Speaking of which, Black Widow, get rid of her batons and give her an Uzi, her dual-wielding Uzis. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I love the game, but I haven't been playing as much as of late. I've been mainly playing the Blood Hunt game, which is really addicting, but I think it also needs a lot of work. One of the things I wish they would change is, well, why am I getting anything other than exotics once I'm level 60? There shouldn't be a reason for me to be getting purples, greens, and blues and grays. It should all be exotics. And why are you gonna bring back Punisher just to make him garbage again? Like, why? Just add Bucky into the game at this point, or Elsa, or any person with a gun. I don't know. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Yeah, I'm probably making another video tomorrow. All right, see ya.